Hey, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. I'm munching on some chocolate chip cookies and milk. One of my favorite things to do at night. And I'm drinking from the Raiders cup. I'm sporting Steelers, obviously, but my wife buys the cup, so I gotta drink out of the Raiders cup. Anyways, so tonight I want to talk about values. And values, the best I can put it is they are a generational difference maker. This is the differentiator between prosperity and survival. And I think a lot of affluent, higher income homes understand how important values are. And I can tell you from experience growing up poor in my household, there was no talk about values because we were strictly in survival mode. I'm talking about we lived 4 people in one room at one point, and through hard work and through the promise of this country, we were able to work our ways up. I love this country, and I'm a firm believer that we need to give back to this country because this country gives so much back to us. But I digress. Back to the values. There was no mention in my household about values because, like I said, we were in survival mode. But I think in a lot of affluent homes, a lot of higher income homes, values are commonplace. Values are something that are understood. And I hope that you watching this video can get the sense of how important values are. And these are just some of my values. There are many values out there, and it's up to each one of us to determine what values are important to us. So I really don't want anybody to adopt my values, because then you're going to be, you may be uncomfortable, miserable. My values are faith, integrity, respect, selflessness, loyalty, hard work, and courage. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about these values. Probably won't go into much on some of them, and maybe I'll go a little deeper on some of the more some of the values that are more important to me. So faith is at the top of my value tree, but I won't go into faith right now. Maybe I'll save that for another video. Hard work. I do want to delve a little bit into this because I did learn something that I think is worth sharing, that I think will benefit a lot of people, and that is that you do hard work for yourself because it increases your worth in the marketplace, and it helps you advance. So your employer is a beneficiary of your hard work, but the main beneficiary is you. And I'll use an example. So I used to work for this company, and I started off doing billing at this company, and then there was an opportunity to learn about commercial credit, and billing kind of tied into credit. So I moved to that department, and then when I was in the credit department there, I had to learn. I had the opportunity to learn various roles in the department. So I learned what the collectors did. I learned what the accounts receivables person did. I learned about how payments are posted, and credits are issued and applied. And I learned multiple facets of the organization, and it was hard. It was really a lot of work. It was a lot of hard work. But what was interesting was that company that I was with got bought out, and they laid everybody off. But because I had learned how to do everybody's job, and I was efficient at it, and I was good at it, and I liked it, I was able to go out and apply, and I found another great job right after this other job ended. So this first job ended on a Friday. I started with this other great company the following Monday, and that would not have happened if I had not worked hard to learn, all the jobs in my department. Toyota has a system where leaders are introduced to the company at ground level operations, and they learn about the company and the roles, many different roles within the company, from a low level all the way up. And Toyota is probably one of the most successful companies in the world. So my point is that hard work you're the main beneficiary of that hard work, and it helps you increase your value in the marketplace. You don't do it for your employer. They benefit from your hard work, but you are the main beneficiary of that hard work. I see a lot of comments on social media about quiet quitting and giving less effort at work, and I look at those and I don't understand those comments, because I guess, given my experience, what I've seen, what I've learned is contrary to that advice. To me, if a person quiet quits, and works halfway, I ask myself, do those people feel good about the work they do? I don't think so. I feel really good about the work I do, and God forbid if something should happen to my job and it ends, I have the experience, which is to say the value in the marketplace, to go and apply, and I know the material so well in and out. It's apparent to anybody who also understands the material in and out, what my value is, and I have had no problem finding work. That's a benefit from hard work, from staying sharp, as I tell my son. You have no problem finding work. So next down the list, I have integrity, which is basically doing what's right. And I have an example. Back in 2008, there was a big financial crisis in the country. A lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people lost their homes, and a lot of people were on unemployment, including myself. I was laid off and was looking for work. And I found myself in a position where I was offered a low-paying job. I think the job paid $10 or $10.50 an hour, which was about the hourly wage I was making on unemployment. So I had the choice to either remain on unemployment, collect unemployment, not working, just getting money for free while I looked for a job, or I could take this low-paying job and earn a living rather than accepting a handout. But it was more than that. It was working. Working is good for the mind. Working is good for the body. Working is good for the soul. So I decided to work, this was an example of integrity that I acted out in front of my son, because children watch what you do, they don't listen to what you say. I decided to go to work for this company for that low wage, and it was a good experience. I don't regret taking that job. I was only there for a short period of time because I got another job a few months after that. But that experience, I remember that experience favorably because I chose to work rather than accept a handout, and my son saw that, and my son learned that it's better to work, even if you're getting paid the same on unemployment as you are for the work you're doing. It's better to work. It keeps your mind active. It keeps your your spirit's high. It's like I said, it's just good for you. So that was an example of integrity that I benefited a lot from, and actually it kind of set the course for where I'm at today. I'm doing okay for myself, and I think choosing to work when I had the opportunity rather than accepting a handout had a lot to do with the way things turned out. So I'm happy that I made that decision. And in the same vein as integrity, when I was younger, lying was commonplace. I lied a lot. I wasn't taught about integrity. I wasn't taught. Honesty wasn't something that was focused on in my household. Like I said, we were just in survival mode. And what I learned while I was raising my son, it's funny because I was raising my son, but I was also learning these things because I wanted to teach him right. So I guess I had to learn what was right if I wanted to teach my son what was right, which makes sense. But I learned that lying is not necessary for anything. I found it important to consider what's gained when contemplating selling out your integrity, and asking yourself whether it's worth your integrity. And what I came to understand, I came to base my self-worth on my integrity. And so when I ask myself is, if I compromise my integrity to receive this benefit, whatever it may be, whether it's running a red light or something, I determined that really nothing is worth compromising my integrity. That's how important my integrity is to me. That's I guess when you base your self-worth on your integrity, on your values, you don't compromise them cheaply or at all. So I wanted to share that. Respect is high on my list of values. Respect is, basically treating others the way you want to be treated, listening to what others have to say, not yelling at others or cursing at them, not stealing from others or hurting them in some way, respecting others' things, not making fun of others. Another value I think is important to me is selflessness. This is actually played a key role in the success I had raising my son, because having a history of selfless behavior allowed my son to trust my leadership when he was in high school and college. There were some times where my son had decisions to make and asked me, for my guidance, and I gave it to him. And I think if I would not have been selfless when my son was growing up, maybe he doesn't trust my guidance and my leadership, and maybe he doesn't get to where he's at now. So I think selflessness played a key role in raising my son successfully. Accountability. Accountability is, I think, is being responsible for the consequences of your actions. So considering my actions and their consequences, interestingly enough, I found was empowering. Loyalty is also important. I won't go too much into that. That's pretty self-explanatory. Anyways, I want to thank you a lot for listening to my spiel. I hope you get something out of this. And if you like this material, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care. God bless you. Bye.